What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over and ranking our best players in College Football 25 Ultimate Team on a tier list from F tier to S tier. Now, this is a tough one. And the reason this is so tough is because I've only got 96 or higher cards on this. Why? Because if I went to 95s, we'd have over 100 cards, and it would take me all day. So basically, we've got all LTDs on this tier. We've got, the Gauntlet Reward Delane. We've got, some obviously other studs on here. We're going to be ranking them from top to bottom. S to F tier. Now, again, appreciate all the recent support on the channel. We're going to start off with the right tackle. Now, at the time I'm recording this again, I'm going to just pull up CFB fan on my phone to go over the prices of these cards and again, talk a little bit about their stats as well. But right now, these cards did see their price floors removed. And so right now he is 198,000 coins. He's at his new price floor. For that price, he is worth it at the right tackle position. Stat-wise, he comes with 95 strength, 96 pass blocking, which everybody really does anyways. He's a perfect right tackle if you throw the football. Now, if you run the football more, he's not, quite as good. But if you throw the football, it does not get better than Membu. It does not. And he might even go higher. Gerald McCoy, honestly, I know he's going to be the lock-in for the Legends, which is basically the Sunday drops every week. I don't think he's going to be worth the price. However, the cards, he's solid. Only 85 speed acceleration. That's not that great. Going to get after the quarterback incredibly well. Combine that with the 96 block shed. I think B tier is the right tier. I don't think he's, because I'm going to favor guys' skill positions primarily unless a card's an absolute stud. So, I mean, these cards are good, but I think both of them are B tier. Let's go down to the bottom. Charles Woodson, F tier. He is probably the worst card on this list. Now, the problem with Charles Woodson is, and this is just my opinion on things, he just came out too early and they didn't want to juice him too much. So when you're looking at Charles Woodson, for a 96 overall, he's only got 94 speed acceleration. He's only got 94 change of direction. Sure, man coverage, he's still good. But when you're talking about the best cards in this tier list, he is F tier. Bullard up next. I mean, the hard part with him is we've already got another free safety like him. Now, I'm going to pull up the other one here in a second if he's on this list. Yeah, Catalan. But for Bullard, 96 speed, 95 acceleration, 91 change direction, 93 zone, 91 man. I think he is 5'10 as well. And the real problem with that is when you compare that to the stats of Catalan, tell me what he does better. Like, tell me what Bullard does better than Jalen Catalan, who has 96 speed, 95 acceleration, 91 change direction, 91 man, 96 zone, and he is 5'11". Like, I think Catalan is just one step higher than Bullard. That's where I'm at with the two cards. I think both cards are solid free safeties in this game. And if you pick them up, you're going to have success with them. But I think, they're both, that's what they are. They're both just solid. I don't think either of them are like game changing. And to be honest, I think Rashad Jones for, way cheaper is just as good. And you guys can hate me for that, but he's going to be way taller. He's still going to be solid in coverage. That's where I'm at. Obviously, Catalan, Bullard are still really good cards on this game. Tua, F tier. I know you guys aren't going to like it for Tua, but the throw accuracy stats, not great. He's a left-handed quarterback. It's just tough. It's tough for Tua. And so I'm sorry for Tua Tagovailoa, but that is where he's at, F tier. Patrick Payton, I mean, I like him at the left end position, but we've seen some other left ends or some other ends that are just as good. Like the end that came out the other day, I can't remember his name, but if you, grind that upgrade stuff and use that upgrade token on him, I think he becomes better than Patrick Payton. 91 speed, 96 acceleration, good finesse move, good power moves. If you're looking at the block shed, it's only an 88. That's the real problem I have with, with Patrick Payton is that block shed. And you're seeing people who start to run the ball more and more, and Patrick Payton is not great against the run. So it is something that obviously holds the card back slightly. However, if you're looking for a card to strictly get after the quarterback, that's where Patrick Payton is going to be at his best. Honestly, I think at this stage, though, He is D tier. Jalen Noel, S tier. He's an S tier card for a variety of reasons. The first reason being this: he can boost chemistries 2 times. That is so valuable on this game. I'm telling you, for Jalen Noel, that is so valuable. If you have the right chemistry, you can get his speed up to a 98 at the wide receiver position. I just don't know how he's not S tier. A 98 speed wide receiver is 100% going to be an S tier for me, and there's really no change in it. Delaney up next. I think he is extremely good. I wish he could play some zone coverage, though. Like, I probably right now, at the time I'm recording this, play more zone than man, but it's really just because my corners primarily are zone, oriented. Now, if I have man-oriented corners, I don't know. Maybe I'll play more man coverage, but I think A tier is as high as I can go because that zone coverage rating is not it. Oliver, another corner that I absolutely love, and I am going A tier with Oliver. Oliver is basically, to me, my zone coverage version of Delaney. Now, difference between Oliver is you can, again, change his chemistry to fit whatever you want. ×2 boosted as well. And so I think that is super important for Oliver when you are comparing him to Delaney. And if you want to make the case that you like him more than Delaney, that is really probably the reason you would. Now, next up, we do see Bryson Washington. I don't think Washington is that great. I think he moves kind of funky. I'm going to put him at C tier because he still is super fast. His acceleration is fantastic. He catches the ball well. I just don't think he's as good side by side compared to like a Reggie Bush. And obviously I don't have Reggie on this because, again, I wanted to just stop it at 96. But I will say this: he does boost schemes ×2, which is super valuable on the field. Next up, let's go with Lander Barton. I don't like Barton at all. I'm going to go F tier. I'm sorry. His block shed to me is just too low. I think there are middle linebackers that are 94 overalls. I think he's maybe 95 overall. That came out the other day that's better than Lander Barton. I don't think he's good. I don't think he's worth his coins. I think he's F tier. LT up next. I used a little bit of LT. I think the card is good. I'm going to throw him in the same tier as Bryson Washington. The problem, simply put, for both of these cards is they are not better than Reggie Bush. They're not. And honestly, them compared to Dylan Sampson, who you guys could have gotten for free, I don't see, what they really do at that higher of a level. Now, LT is going to move a little bit better than Bryson Washington. Bryson Washington has the schemes and maybe has a little bit, I think he has better catching than LT, and it, isn't going to be as good of a power back. Different cards, both cards to me, C tier. Hines Ward up next. Interesting card for Hines Ward. As far as, a season 2 quarterback, he gets the abilities he needs. Season 4, I think we're in. So he gets the abilities he needs. He doesn't throw a tight spiral. That hurts him. But he's got great speed. I wish his carrying was higher. I like Hines Ward. I do think he's B tier. After, doing some examination, I do think the card's B tier with the way he moves, all those things. However, I think he's a top 5 quarterback. I think there are better quarterbacks in the game, simply put. Mason Graham, you will never see me hype this card up. Now, I will say this for Mason Graham. His block shed is undeniably good. So I'm actually gonna put Mason Graham at D tier. Cause out of your defensive tackles, the main thing might be just stopping the run, getting off blocks and stopping the run. And that's something for Mason Graham that I've started to realize, as some people just run the ball on me all the time, is maybe Mason Graham is underrated because of that block shed being so high. The 98 block shed. Nobody is going to be able to block him in just strictly the run. And so 96 strength as well. Maybe D tier is the right tier. I still would like him to get after the quarterback just slightly better. He does not get after the quarterback whatsoever, and that bugs me in a big time way. It is something that I wish he did a little bit better. Osbury up next. I don't know. And this is another card that I'm just like, I like when he came out. I mean, he's fine. I don't know, though. Here's the stats of him, okay? He's a 96 overall. He's got 90 speed. Not great. 89 acceleration. Gets after the quarterback. Has a 93 block shed, and he can drop in coverage. And so there really is no flaws with Osbury. I guess I'm going to throw him at C tier. I just personally wish he was faster. I think that's my big complaint, is I wish he was faster. Because speed can make up for so much on this game. And he's just not that fast. TJ Moore up next. He's going to go at A tier. I think TJ Moore is a beast on the game. I think, I'm actually going to move him down to B tier. Because honestly, if you're asking me, him compared to a lot of guys, I do think TJ Moore is better than a lot of those 95 overall wide receivers. but not that much. And I think he's crazy overpriced. I think if you're going to spend up at the wide receiver position, Jalen Noel is the guy to spend up on. I would not spend up on TJ Moore for his price. That's just my personal opinion. I've used both cards, and trust me when I say Jalen Noel is a lot better. Next up, we've got LaMichael James. Use the card a little bit because he fits my Oregon team cam. I mean, he's fine. I'm gonna go C tier. Just throw him right in there with C tier. None of these. The thing about it is, I've used all these running backs. None of them are Reggie Bush. None of them. And so that's just the simple truth. Use whoever you want at the running back position. Obviously, look at their stats. See what fits you. Do you want a power back? Do you want an elusive back? Do you want a guy that's going to catch the ball better? Do you want a guy, that's going to, have better spin move, juke move? Look at those things because it's not at the running back position one size fits all. It's not. I think all those running backs deserve to be in C tier and are just fine. Last but certainly not least, we've got Brady Cook. I'm throwing him in A tier. I think Brady Cook is your best pure pocket passer on the game right now. He has a little bit of mobility as well. I think he's A tier. He's up there with some of the better quarterbacks I've used on the game right now. I can't throw him at S tier because I still don't know if he's better than Cam Newton, who came out a long time ago. But Brady Cook is definitely A tier. There's really no questions that need to be asked. So that's going to wrap it up for my best player tier. Now, again, it is hard to rank a lot of these cards because even if you look at my F tier, if you're asking me at F tier, Charles Woodson would still play on my squad. And so I'm going to actually move Charles Woodson up to D tier. He would still play on my squad. Now, my corners are horrible, but he would still play. You look at D tier. All of those D tier cards would play on my squad. And so don't think like that this is just, if somebody's at D tier, they can't play. No, they can play. It just comes down to the fact that I've just got a really good team, and some of these cards are just too expensive is really what it comes down to. But these are your best of the best cards. These were they're ranked. Again, if they were 95 or lower, they weren't ranked. So some of your top 95s, like let's say a Reggie Bush, you could even go to like a Travis Hunter type card. They were not included, but again, you could have definitely included them on the on this list. That's gonna wrap it up though. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.